Hello, welcome back to Everglades Canine Academy. This is Kevin, and today I am working with Marshmallow the Shih Tzu. Um, so, if you've been keeping up, we're doing a board and train with Marshmallow and his sibling Snowball. And I've been doing a little separation training with them because they came from the same litter. They have a little bit of litter mate syndrome, so they're very bonded together. So, if you do have two dogs from the same litter, it is important to get them separated, at, a couple times a day. They do need to spend time together as well, but I really love separating them and doing some individual training with them, because at the end of the day, we do want to try to get our dogs bonded with us more than with each other in the pack. So today we're going to be doing a lesson on short distance recall. Okay. If you're working with your dog, the most important thing, the most important command you can have with your dog, in my opinion, is the recall command. So your dog needs to come to you when they're called. And it does take some conditioning to do that. A lot of my clients, a lot of my clients, I teach them not to repeat their commands. A lot of times the dog will be in the backyard, or more dangerously running out into the street into traffic, and they're just yelling their dog's name. They're yelling come over and over and over again. They're essentially, I see a lot of people doing it wrong, right? They're waiting until a situation happens, and then they're trying to call their dog to them. All right. And then, even in some examples, I've heard people, their dog's running away, and they're yelling at their dog in angry tones, and they're saying, bad dog, bad dog. And the dog rarely ever comes back in those situations. So, what we need to do is we need to condition the dog to come to us. The dog needs to know that all good things happen when they come back to us. So typically I pair with a reward. In this instance, I'm pairing with food. And I'm not talking about bribery, okay? I'm talking about a reward based association. And then over time, you won't even need foods or rewards. I still encourage you to mark mark good behavior with your reward marker. But when we're conditioning, right? Conditioning is practicing. We're going to practice, and we really want to use a leash with recall. Always use a leash. All right? We want to get in some reps here. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to say the dog's name, and then we're going to use the recall command. So my recall command is come. Some people use here, and there may be some other recall commands that you can use, but typically it's either come or here. All right. So we're going to say the dog's name. We're going to use the recall command. And if the dog doesn't acknowledge us, if Marshmallow doesn't acknowledge us, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little pressure on him on the leash, and I'm going to move my body. All right. Body movement is really important in dog training. That really helps cue your dog what to do. Okay. Now I also have my placemat. So we might incorporate some of the place command, which we've been working on. You can already see Marshmallow's auto placing very nicely. So he's built up a good association. He says, when I get on this placemat, good things happen. And that's right. I don't mind auto placing and auto sitting. I don't mind dogs associating good behaviors with the rewards that they receive. So we might pepper in a little bit of place command, but typically when you're doing your training session, you just kind of want to go with the flow. And it's really just trying to develop a good base of communication with your dog. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of body movement. We're talking about not repeating our commands. And then we're talking about marking and rewarding at the correct time. All right. So basically, when I do my recall command, I just kind of walk a little bit. I want to get the dog distracted. Then I hit him. Marshmallow, come. Yes. Good. Right when he comes to me, I'm marking that. Yes. And then I'm rewarding, in this instance, with just a piece of his kibble. Right now, I'm not even using like high value rewards or anything like that. Okay, I'm just marking and rewarding. All right. Oh, he got a little schmutz in his beard. Marshmallow, come. Not paying attention. Right here. Yes. Right when he hones in on me and tracks me, that's what I'm going to be marking and rewarding. Okay. Come. Yes. There we go. So even if he's already looking at me, I want to say the command and I want to mark and reward. Marshmallow, come. Yes. There we go. So these are such good responses from him. And I'm even giving him a little bit of a jackpot reward, which is more than one piece of kibble. I might give him 2 or 3. All right. And take in mind, guys, if you do like working with food, which you really don't have to if you don't want to, but you do have to work with a leash. I will say that. Working with a leash is the best thing you can do. But if you are working with food, you'll have much greater benefits if your dog is hungry. And I've said this, 100 times. A hungry dog will perform a little bit better for you. All right. Now he sees my dog on the other side of the fence over there walking through the woods. So let's see if we can recall him. Marshmallow, come. Yes. That's good. So he's responding to his name. He's responding to the command. All right. Yes. Now I'll just mark and reward for eye contact. Don't underestimate the power of just loading his marker. All right. Loading the marker with the dog is really helpful. Good boy. Kind of love this little auto place. Marshmallow, come. Yes. Good. Let's pepper off some right in a row here. Come. Yes. See how I'm moving? You want to move a little bit. You got to get the dog to be triggered. Come. Yes. Here we go. Now we're really feeding him. Marshmallow, come. Sit. Yes. Now we're going to pepper in a couple other commands. Good boy. What a cute dog. Come. Yes. Good. Let's do a little place. Marshmallow. Place. Yes. There we go. Good. Oh. Wow. I'm really impressed with these little Shih Tzus. They're so much fun to train with, and they're so nice and sweet. Yes. And they're pretty cute. You want to get a look at Marshmallow here? Come here, buddy. That's a good boy. Look at this little Shih Tzu. Oh, don't slip out. There we go. Say hello. Look at this little guy. Who's a good boy. Huh? Oh, he's feisty. There we go. Come. Good. So now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to get some reps. I got to do some training with him. He just got signed up for another week of board and train. So, and that's good. Typically, a 2-week board and train is a little bit better than a 1 week, just because your trainer gets a little bit more time with them and they really get to know the dog really well, and hopefully lay down a good foundation for the clients. Yes. Marshmallow, come. Good boy. There we go. Good. Good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of be repeating this exercise throughout the week. It is my goal. They do need to come when they're called, because they're not going to be on leash all the time. Here we go, boy. Here, have some kibble. We're all done. Good. And when we do these training sessions, right, we don't overtrain the dog in any given session. Okay, train the dog from anywhere for about 5 to 15 minutes and then call it quits. Give them a little bit of a grand reward and let them check out. Okay, and then do that multiple times a day for multiple days in a row. And before you know it, your dog will just be responding to you, whether you have a leash or whether you have a food reward or toy reward. But if you are struggling with getting your dog to communicate with you, you really need to make yourself more valuable somehow. Okay. These are not my dogs, so it takes a couple days to bond with them for them to kind of understand my training program and understand that I'm here to train them. So I try to make myself as valuable as possible by using food and not feeding them all the time, but giving them the opportunities to earn their food. Okay. And I mean, there's really no trick to it. You know, that's what I'm doing. I'm using uh, something that they find valuable uh, to encourage them to continue good behavior. Now, you can use toys. You know, you can give dogs full meals and then train them with a ball rope or a tug toy. Some dogs really, really like that. If your dog doesn't like toys, you can even condition them to toys. The reason why I use food is just because at the end of the day, even when people tell me, "Oh, my dogs look so picky," they're not food motivated. There's really no such thing as a picky dog. Uh, you can get dogs hungry. Dogs will eventually need to eat. Food is what every animal on this earth needs to survive. So, you know, typically your dogs are picky because maybe you overfeed them or maybe you don't fast them. You know, it's okay to fast your dog once or twice a week. It's not going to kill them, especially if you're trying to work on training principles, which helps the bonding process. And and if you're just giving your dog food every day, of course they're not going to be food motivated. All right. So, you know, when people say they have a picky dog, I have really debunked that through all of my training programs because obviously I'm a trainer that likes to use food. So I use hunger as a tool. Okay. So it's not even like the food that's a tool. It's the hunger, and the food is a reward for communicating with me. All right. All right. We're going to go ahead and end the video right there. If you're a Shih Tzu owner and you have some different ways you train your dog or some helpful insights on why you love your Shih Tzu, or even just a funny story, leave a comment down below. Let me know. And other than that, always remember, you guys, happy training, and we will see you in the next lesson. Look at this guy. Come on, Marshmallow. Let's go. Good boy.